Welcome to the Growth Lab. Today, we're installing some serious neuroscientist-approved cheat codes directly into your gray matter. Okay, let's get one thing straight. That 3-pound supercomputer between your ears is, well, it's incredible, sure, but it's also a deeply flawed piece of biological hardware. I'm talking crashes, lags, and its storage capacity, it's a complete joke. So if your brain is just buggy software, guess what? That means we can hack it. Think of this as the user manual you wish you got at birth. It's time to run that first system update. All right, first up, your brain's totally unreliable save function. You know what I'm talking about, right? It somehow remembers every word to a cheesy jingle from 2004, but forgets the one thing you went to the grocery store for.
Yeah, let's fix that.
Okay, say hello to the memory palace. This is an ancient trick that totally exploits a weird quirk in your brain's code. See, your brain is terrible at remembering boring lists, but it's amazing at remembering images and places. So this technique just turns that dull data into a wild mental movie. So how does it work? It's actually super simple. First, pick a place you know, like the back of your hand, your house, your commute, whatever. Now, take your boring list and make it weird. I'm talking a giant talking stick of butter blocking your front door, a river of milk flooding your hallway. Then you just mentally walk through that path and see all the chaos. And to remember your list, you just take that walk again.
And look, this isn't just some weird party trick. This is legit science. A researcher at DeepMind points out that it works so well because you're tapping directly into your hippocampus. That's the part of your brain that's literally hardwired for remembering spaces and stories. You're hacking your own internal architecture. How cool is that?
Okay, here's another quick memory upgrade for you. Dr. Olan Rubin says our brains are basically connection machines. They remember stuff better when it's linked to something else. He talks about a teacher who taught students the number E by tying it to Tolstoy's birth year, 1828. It's 2.7, 1828, 1828. The students didn't know E or Tolstoy's birthday, but by linking them, boom, they remembered both. So the takeaway is simple. Find a connection. Any connection will do.
All right, so we've patched your memory, but what about your brain's processing power? You know, its ability to actually get stuff done instead of just procrastinating. Let's get into that.
I'm just going to come right out and say it. Multitasking is a lie. It's a myth. It's a total scam that makes you feel productive while you're actually just doing 3 things really, really badly.
Hey, don't just take my word for it. Professor Sheena Joslin puts it so bluntly. She says, divided attention is really bad for memory. Multitasking does not work. End of story. Your brain is a single core processor, people. Stop trying to run a dozen different programs on it at once.
So the fix is painfully simple. Do one thing at a time. And a perfect real-world example of this? Always put your keys in the exact same place, every single time. You make it this automatic single-focus action, and you'll never have to waste brain power frantically searching for them again. And this whole idea of focus also applies to when you work. Your brain is not running at 100% all day long, come on. According to Dr. Randall Platt, you have a peak performance window. You gotta find it. Maybe it's 7 a.m., maybe it's 10 p.m., who cares? Find that window and guard it with your life. Use it for your hardest work. And all that low energy time, that's for boring emails and chores. Because as Dr. Tuan Bui notes, when you're tired, your rational brain is basically offline. So don't make big decisions then. Ever. But what happens when you get stuck? You hit that mental wall. Well, Professor Daniel Dennett has a method for that. First, just quickly remind yourself of the raw materials of the problem. Then, walk away. Go do something totally mindless and repetitive. Go for a walk, wash the dishes, organize your desk. He says this gives your brain elbow room to think, so it can make those new connections in the background without you forcing it.
Okay, your brain isn't just a calculator, right? It's also running this super complex emotional operating system. And that OS, it's buggy as hell and pretty much always needs a debug.
This next one might be my favorite hack of all, just because it's so beautifully cynical. Harvard professor Naoshige Uchida's secret to happiness? Are you ready for this? It's low expectations.
No, I'm serious. The secret is to just expect things to not go that great. And here's why. It all comes down to dopamine. Your brain doesn't release dopamine when something good happens. It releases it when something happens that's better than you expected. So by keeping those expectations nice and low, you're literally engineering your own surprise parties of happiness all day long. It's kind of genius.
All right, what about when you're getting frustrated with someone? Professor Rich Krauslis has this brilliant little empathy hack. Let's say you're at your kid's soccer game, and you're getting all worked up about the other team. Just for a second, imagine you're a parent on their side. How does it look from over there? Suddenly, that personal anger just kind of dissolves. It reminds you you're all just people. This works for terrible drivers, annoying coworkers. Try it. Seriously.
And one last emotional debug comes from Dr. Linda Wilbrecht, who brings up Carol Dweck's famous work on having a growth mindset. It's really just the simple belief that your abilities aren't set in stone, that you can actually get better with hard work. And the crazy thing is, just knowing that this idea exists can massively boost your motivation to learn and grow. Okay, now for the section everyone wants to skip. Look, these aren't the cool, sexy hacks. But I'm telling you, without them, none of the other stuff works. This is the boring, basic, but absolutely non-negotiable maintenance for your hardware.
You already know this stuff. I'm not telling you anything new. Get enough sleep. Get regular exercise. Professor Javier Medina even says to just walk more. It literally, physically grows your hippocampus. Wild. Avoid blue light from screens at night. It messes up your sleep. And for the love of science, find time to actually detach from work. These aren't suggestions, they're non-negotiables. So yeah, just do them.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground here. Memory, productivity, emotions, boring maintenance. So what's the real hack? What's the ultimate takeaway? If there's only one system update you're going to install today, what should it be?
It really boils down to 3 things. Number 1, build a memory palace. Seriously, it's probably the most powerful memory tool you're not using. 2, lower your expectations. It sounds crazy, but it's a scientifically backed, super counterintuitive way to be happier. And 3, schedule your day around your brain's peak energy. Stop wasting your sharpest hours on dumb, trivial tasks. So now I want to hear from you. Forget trying to do all of this at once. What is the one single, tiny change you'll actually make after watching this? Are you going to build a memory palace for your next grocery run? Are you finally going to stop sending important emails after 9 p.m.? Let me know. Debate it in the comments. And hey, if you want to keep upgrading that buggy, wet computer in your skull, make sure you subscribe for more ways to make your brain work better.